Hello, I'm Aarti Sequeira and welcome to my kitchen. I am here because Good Housekeeping has asked me to share a tour of the kitchen and my pantry with you. I wanted to tell you about this thing that I've just done. This sits on my counter. This is my family recipe journal. It's a project that I've done with Dayspring. This is a place for you to record all of your family recipes because as time goes by and as families move further and further away from each other, we're sort of losing some of those precious family recipes that knit us together, and the memories of the people who came up with those recipes and the memories of times around the table spent eating those recipes. Those things, they are so precious, and this is such a simple, easy way to sort of stick a defiant fist in the air and say, no, you shall not take my memories of my family and the food that we've eaten together. I'm gonna write them down. This espresso maker has been sort of the third leg of our marriage, right, Bren? Since pretty much we got married, we have had a Breville espresso maker. I make decaf Americanos around this time of day, mid-afternoon. But in the morning, I actually make matcha. So I have my bowl and my little matcha whisk all set up here because I steam the milk using the wand and I use the hot water to whisk the matcha together. Okay, the one thing that everyone always talks about when they come to our kitchen or they see it on my Instagram is this tile. So this gorgeous emerald tile is by a company called Zia. We now live in North Carolina, but used to live in LA. And so it tickles me to no end that this tile is made by a company in LA. It is thick concrete tile. It's gorgeous. To me, it looks like Hallelujah arms, and to me it has sort of this Art Deco, also kind of Indian thing going on. The part of India where I'm from, there's a lot of tile, so I love that there's this backsplash of bright color and joy, because for me that's what cooking is. We have these floating shelves here. I have some beautiful bowls. These are both functional and a thing of beauty that I found at a thrift store. I have a Bible verse up there just to remind me that getting to eat and drink is a blessing from the Lord. I have my milk glass collection up here, plus a little piece of art that my husband gave me that says, "Be brave." This is my mortar and pestle that I use practically every day. And then here is a photo of my inspiration in the kitchen, which this is my mama. This is the engagement photo that my father saw and was like, I'd like to date her, please. And so I like to keep that in my kitchen. She is very much alive. Whenever people see that photo, they're like, did she pass away? I'm like, no, she's alive and kicking. Hello.
Hi, Mama.
Hi, baby. All right, this is my daughter, Mosey. The other thing that I'm always so proud to show people in the kitchen is my stove. Isn't she gorgeous? This is a KitchenAid commercial style range. It's dual fuel, so it's gas. Yeah, KitchenAid is awesome. The top is gas. The bottom is electric. So if I ever attempt, and one day I will, some complicated croissant baking, I know that the heat is going to be nice and even, so everything's going to rise and bake beautifully. This commercial style stove has a ton of BTUs to it. It's that nice sweet spot between sort of home cooking and chef cooking, which is kind of the spot that I occupy, so I love it. There's also always a dirty skillet on the stove because my husband's always cooking on it. And actually, to that end, this side is his. He has very simple needs here: Himalayan salt and beef tallow. Come on over to my side though, a little more complicated. I always have a couple of different oils here: freshly ground peppermill, a jar of ghee, and a big thing of kosher salt. That's how I cook. And then of course my spice tin is always here. And this is how all Indians cook, is with their spices right at hand, all in one place. The thing that I want to show you that I love the most is over here. Come over here. So this is the fridge. I haven't quite organized that yet, so I don't want to show you that. But this is one of my favorite little corners of the kitchen. In a professional kitchen, in a restaurant, there would be tons of these, and they would be full size up to here. And basically they just have these slats where you can slide baking sheets on there. And so you can use it for storage. You can use it for storage of fruit and vegetables. You can use it to store things as you let them cool off.
And also dishes people want.
yeah, so what I use it for is I do use it around Thanksgiving especially. This is where I cool off the bread before I make stuffing. Everything sort of slides in here. Over here, da da da. It's either
heaven.
Spice heaven. This is either a thing of beauty or a cry for help. So nearly 60 spices right here. I keep small amounts in these little jars, and I just use painter's tape as my label. Yellow painter's tape, that's my signature. So I keep small amounts right here so they stay nice and fresh. The key to fresh spices is to keep them in a cool, dark place. We checked, I know someone's wondering, no heat from this oven gets down in here. So they're nice and safe. Here's the problem, that's not all my spices. This is my pantry. This is a dream compared to what I had when we lived in LA. This is my equipment shelf. I have a little bit out there, but most of it is in here. So I've got this nice chrome shelving. I had to find the particular size for this nook, but I love this because I can see everything. Onto the food stuff. Ta-da! I am so proud of this, you guys. I may have taken a couple of trips to the Container Store to get this all sorted, but I wanted a mix of really functional storage, like these pop containers for baked goods. I love them because they vacuum seal. So everything in here stays nice and fresh. But also I love the sweetness of glass jars, these mason jars. So here's how I've organized it. Up at the top, I used those containers to keep things like rice and lentils. Besan is Indian chickpea flour. I also have chapati flour up there. These are things that they're still easy for me to get to, but honestly, I don't cook them a whole ton, so they're up there. I also love using clear plastic bins, again, to corral all the random bags of things, right? It's really nice to have these containers for the things that you know you're always gonna have on hand, like flour and sugar, but what do you do with that bag of farro, right? That suddenly you got a bee in your bonnet that you liked farro. Well, then you have a bin. Up here, this is one of my most important baskets. This is my backstock basket. So this has huge boxes of kosher salt, big things of olive oil, things like that go in here. And up here are sort of wellness things, like my big tubs of collagen peptides and chia seeds and things like that. They all go in here. All right, now this shelf is sort of the baking and sweetness shelf. So I do keep it up a little bit because obviously people are into these things. So
I can reach out.
Yeah, you can reach it. So here are nuts and raisins and chocolate chips. Again, I put another one of these shelves here, and here I can slip in the little packages of things like pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds, those things you haven't quite decided whether you want to commit to a jar about. Here's all your basic baking needs. Over here I have a Lazy Susan, which is really important in a pantry where you have these deep corners and you're 5'2" and you can't get to the back. So I've put my extracts in here, sprinkles, rose water, all these little things that usually my kids really are interested in. This is all shelf-stable stuff. If you live in North Carolina, you have to have at least 2 bottles of barbecue sauce, I've been told.
And hot sauce.
And hot sauce, those are in the fridge.
And also you love hot sauce, so you're...
So many, yeah, so many. Okay, and then here I have 2 more Lazy Susans. This is full of vinegars.
And the same with this one.
Yes.
You can spin it around.
And then this is my fats. One thing that I do is I do keep a jar of oil that I fried in before. So the next time I fry, I can use it. I have a couple of extra tubs here, but that's it. And then over here, when I was talking about spices, here's the rest of my stash. So here I've got big jars of, whole spices, ground spices. This is one of my favorite shelves. I'm a third culture kid. I was born in India, grew up in the Middle East, went to a British school, came to America, married my Boston Irish German hunk. And so I kind of cook from all over because of that. And so this is my favorite shelf because it allows me to play. So I've got ingredients and condiments divided by general area of the world. So I've got the Middle East here, China, this is Southeast Asia. There's a little bit of Japanese stuff in the back. This is India. It's so funny, whenever I go to the Indian market, I really just stock up on snacks. So it has a bunch of snacks in the back. And then this, of course, is more spice backstock because I just can't stop. This bottom shelf is for the kids. So will you explain to them these two huge baskets here?
So this is like sweets. These are sweet chips, like cheese and mango
They're sweet what? Sweet
snacks.
sweet snacks.
And here we have like chips and nuts.
So salty snacks.
Yeah, salty snacks.
So you can decide which one.
Like if I ask for a snack and Mom says, "Well, go look in those two baskets."
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you want sweet snacks or salty snacks?
That's right.
I usually go for the sweets. But
Over here I got, like, you know, canned goods. We always have at least 2 things of marshmallow cream here because my husband is from New England and I'm told we should never go without the ability to make a fluffernutter. Am I right? Yes, that is right. And then lastly over here, again, at kids level, we have bread, we have cereal, we have granola, and we have oatmeal. So my hope and prayer is that one day my daughters will just go make themselves breakfast because it's right here. And actually it's already started happening. All right, guys, well, I hope that you enjoyed the tour of our kitchen and our pantry. Check me out on Instagram. I'm always there. And make sure that you subscribe to Good Housekeeping so that you can see more of this kind of content.